Did you miss me yesterday? Yeah, I took the day off. I forgot to tell anybody about it too. Well, I kind of went around and seen what some of my friends, just people that I watch and stuff like that, seen what they had going on, so that it wasn't just, so I could go around and say hi to them because I hadn't seen some of them in a while or what they'd been talking about. And I also been keeping up with, what's going on with the Diddy Jay-Z situation and all that, all that stuff. Of course, I was talking about it years and years and years ago, but nobody believed me, because that was years ago that I talked about it. And now it's coming forth tell, and what's happening is exactly what we already knew years ago. The first sign should have told you when Trump was signing that executive order for human trafficking. People didn't get the gist of why was he signing it for human trafficking. Like, people thought that, slavery was over with and stuff like that. We all thought slavery was over with. Until years ago when I was researching, I came across that slavery was not over with. And matter of fact, it is people just here in the United States that are United States American citizens that are being, held as slaves. And people just don't realize the impact and stuff. And they also don't realize that it's not just, okay, I wish I could explain this better. It's not just Cassie and she went with ex-workers, okay? And they just went from state to state. I know a lot of people think that that's what this is about. It's not. Do you think that the FBI and the Homeland Security would even get involved if it was a grown woman and she wanted to go from state to state and have freak-offs? Even if she didn't, do you think they would get involved like they are right now? No. No. Mm-mm. No, it doesn't work that way. There is things that are hidden that hasn't even came out yet for people to know, of what's going on. And good morning, everybody. Good morning. Years ago, when I was researching and I was finding the truth out about true things and about who their actual God is and stuff like that, how they have to do so much evil. I couldn't quite put my finger on it, like who was the actual person on the rap side, that was into that kind of stuff, and who was the person on this side. I just knew that all these people were involved, right? It didn't really dawn on me, the P. Diddy parties, right? I never really thought of that. Even when I was investigating and stuff, I never really thought of that because I just know that they all have these parties. Just like Eyes Wide Shut, Eyes Wide Shut, Stanley Kubrick, as soon as he got done filming that, they, said goodbye. Let's just say that. They said goodbye to him. And that was right after they had gotten the proofs. They had gotten everything that they needed. They said goodbye to him. And a lot of the actors and actresses were torn up about it because he was such a good producer. And they loved working for him. And there were a lot of things I want to say that, like, movie-wise, a lot of the movies that you watch, even if it be bad movies, like the worst of the worst, they happened somewhere, right? It wasn't that people just thought up this crazy stuff. It's that it really happened. And even the craziest stuff, like I was showing you, Hunger Games and stuff like that, right? The movie Hunger Games. Would you ever have thought that, like, that was a thing? Would you ever have thought that, like, that is actually a thing that real rich billionaires get off on and they have to see. Would you ever have thought that that was a thing when that movie came out? Or did you just think that was just a movie? Because if you go back, and even in the 80s, yeah, it's actually happening in real life. If you go back even in the 80s, and you go back and you look at those movies, isn't it weird that they're all coming true? It's almost like they were a premonition. It's almost like they had to tell us, right? They had to tell us that something was up. Because that's what they say. They have to tell you. You know, they can't hide it from you. Isn't it weird in Lion King that the word sex comes out in the thing? We're talking about Lion King. What about the other little cartoon characters that's got the little lover boy signs on it? Why in the hell would it have triangles all over it? Why would a little lion have triangles all over it? Anybody know? How come whenever you watch Little Mermaid, one of the things in the castle is, you know, it looks like a dildo? Does anybody ever find that weird? You know what I mean? Anybody ever find that strange? That kids' cartoons and even Minnie Mouse's dress looks like a dildo? Anybody ever find that weird? And we're talking this gravitates to children, right? Anyways, so there's some people that's came out. Larry came out, and he's an ex-NFL player for the Kansas City Chiefs. And he was talking about, yeah, a lot of, it's like time traveling with the Simpsons. It's like they were telling you things. They're not right on everything. They tried to say that Trump was, you know, deceased, but they're not right on everything. But they are correct on a lot. They brought the computer. They brought the, you know, Facebook stuff, you know, where you could see each other and call each other and stuff like that. Like, more or less the iPhones showing things like that. Showing what was going to occur in the world and different things. Hell, showing the C virus. You know, so they do know a lot of things, right? But there's some things that they get wrong. Don't you believe in time traveling? Any of you believe in time traveling? Did you know that everything that Tesla had, all he needed to add was a particle acceleration and he would have time traveling? Did you all know that? It's very fascinating. You know, just like Tesla said, I saw the future, I saw the past. I saw the present, future, and past. What do you think he meant by that? Here he was sitting in his own little motel in the 1800s, and he saw the present, the future, and the past. But he didn't leave that hotel, right? He didn't leave that hotel. Tesla never left that hotel. So how did he see the present, the future, and the past? By electricity. But one thing he didn't know is that if you do what he was doing with all the stuff that he was doing it with, and you add particle acceleration, what do you have? You have what's called time traveling. And I do absolutely believe that we have time travelers. And I believe that they try to change the course of things. They try to change things. Because it will change it. It will change things if you go back. Photos, clips of people with smartphones. Yes, exactly. And I'm talking like in the 1900s where phones didn't exist. And isn't it weird that all of a sudden you're seeing a guy with an iPhone in the middle? Or what they're wearing on their shirt. There's no way that didn't even come out until like 2000. You know what I'm saying? It didn't even come out. How would it be there in the 1800s? You know what I mean? And also another thing I want to tell you, my husband, his grandmother dated a guy that worked for the government. And this was back in the 80s. He had DVD player. He had those sword things from like the Jedi, stuff like that. He had the real stuff, right? And this was in the 80s. And my husband was just flabbergasted at all this stuff that the guy had that hadn't even came out, that didn't even come out for like 30 years. And my husband saw it then. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Chaos and Roses. But my husband saw it then. And he was just like, babe, I saw this stuff in the 80s when I was a young kid, when I went to my grandmother's friend's house. And he played these Jedi things with me. And we got to watch videos, or he got to watch DVDs, like things like that, you know, that was, and everything was secretive. Everything was secretive. The AI coming out is pretty scary if you think about it, because the AI could replace all musical people, could replace any kind of shows that you want to have, you know, it could replace a lot of stuff. Like AI is very, very scary because it really could replace a lot of stuff. That's what I'm, Chaos, this is what I'm talking about. The guy that my husband's grandma was dating worked for them. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Hang on, I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. Sounds like somebody's here. Give me 1 second. Okay, you didn't get up there, did you, little missy? Did you see Victoria? Did she get up here? Did Victoria get up here? Okay, so sorry about that. So I've been working with people in the public. They've been coming to my house, so I was making sure nobody was here. It sounded like somebody was here. But I sold my sectional, the refrigerator, and all I have left is the dishwasher and the microwave that was in here. That worked good before I moved in. They left it here, and we decided to get all new stuff in. So for like 2.5 years, I've had it just sitting out in my garage, and I thought, I can't be doing that. Yeah, she works with the CIA. Yeah, right? Victoria does. Well, she'll come up here, and she will mess up my whole computer, or she'll get up here, and she'll just be messing around, and she's the boss when I'm not around, you know. She's got to get up and do, It's like she mocks everything that I do. Yeah, she's a little spy, right? She mocks everything I do. So she'll get her little fingers and her little paws and she'll be typing, and she's locked me out of a lot of stuff. She's even locked my keyboard, that she was using my keyboard so much that it locked. One time she pulled up my recorder and recorded like 8 hours of just my screen. I've saw all kinds of little things with my little Victoria. But of course she's my little sidekick, and I wouldn't have it no other way. Okay, so back to the subject. Now, does anybody remember back in the day, I want to say in the 2000s, around the 2000s range, when Nas was coming out and he was having a battle rap against Jay-Z? Does anybody remember that? Oh, see, chaos. Those are great memories, right? But does anybody remember that about Nas and Jay-Z? Anybody remember they were going back and forth and they were having a rapping beat? But nobody listened to the actual words that Nas was saying. He said, I know you like them. You like them to be 13-year-old chickens. Now, we know what chickens mean. What's a chicken mean? Tell me if you know what a chicken means. I'll tell you if you're right. What's that code name for chicken? What's that code name for chicken? If somebody talks about chicken in a different way, what's that for? What's that mean? Anybody remember what that means? Chicken stands for little girl. Okay? So why would he be... Yes, there you go. There you go. Charlie got it. So why would he be beefing, right? He'd be rapping, and that's what he'd be saying to Jay-Z. Back in the day, when they had that beef rap. But then you got Larry coming out, and this ain't no joke. Oh, this ain't no joke. You got Larry coming out, an ex-NFL player. You know, listen on this. I'm not even playing. I'm gonna let you listen, because I might show it to you in a different way. Because every time I go to StreamYard, ain't nobody get ain't nobody know that I'm live. That's something that I'm doing right now, is showing you that people come whenever I'm on my phone, but if I go to my StreamYard, ain't nobody around. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna get down into it, and I'm gonna turn it around. I'm gonna let you hear it. Okay, I want you to all hear what this guy right here has to say, because yeah, kind of weird. Okay, all right, so get ready. I'm getting ready to play it, and you can tell me what you think after, you know, what you think after you hear this, you know. Let's see, where'd it go? Boom, 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 boom. Where'd you go, weirdo? I have to go find all this stuff. I tell you what, it was just right there in front of my damn eyeballs, what I just pushed. Hello. Okay. All right, I'm going to turn you around, because we're going to do it this way. Hang on. Hold up. We're going to do it this way, because we ain't going to... Listen, I don't like that StreamYard who don't give nobody and let anybody know that I'm live. So we'll just do it this way. That way you can see everything that's going on in here.
Very young woman. Now, I did a Rockaware photo shoot in Colorado, and I think it was during the winter time of 06 or 07. And Naomi Campbell was there, actress Jamie King was there, Jay was there, B was there, and he rented this house. And we were supposed to do this rap party for this photo shoot. We rented this house, and we were watching LeBron play. And after the game, it had to have been like 10 or 11 o'clock. So we getting ready to party. Mind you, it's all adults. there was a 13-year-old or a 14-year-old teenage Latin girl that was there, and I think she had to leave because she had school and she had to do homework, but she brought her mother with her. So it was no funny business going on, which I could respect that. So when 11 o'clock hit, we turned on the music, we started drinking, and then out of nowhere came these young children. I don't know where they came from. For a rap party at 11 o'clock at night, drinking, loud music, and us dancing wild, like, I don't know.
Now, did you hear that? He's at a Beyonce and Jay-Z party. And they had just got done doing all the photo shoot. And it's 11 p.m. and all of a sudden these children walk in. Right as soon as he's starting to have a drink and relax and party. Okay? At 11 p.m. in Colorado.
Where these kids came from. And then I happened to sit down because I was dancing with one of the assistants. And I sat next to this child, and the child sat next to Beyonce. So I hear B say something about, doesn't this look sexy? Or isn't this sexy?
Now, right there. He's sitting next to B, and Beyonce has a little kid sitting next to her. And she looks at her and says, doesn't that look sexy? Mind you, this dude's like, what? What?
And in my mind, and mind you, I'm not awakened as I'm awakened now. So in my mind, I'm like, what did she just say? And then I didn't pay no attention to it. And then, obviously the liquor took hold of me and I had to leave. So I said bye to everybody and left. But those kids remained. I don't know if those kids were from the photo shoot themselves, but the fact that these kids came around adults during drinking hours or partying hours was already alarming to me. So when I hear something like this happens, I can't really discount it and say, oh, he could never do this, because I'm hearing stories, I'm seeing it with my own eyes, and I've been in situations where something don't sound or look right, and it's usually involving children.
Larry?
Now, I want to stop it at that. I want to know what everybody's opinion is on that right there. That's an ex-NFL player for the Kansas City Chiefs. He was one of the best running backs, right? The way that they start at these parties, right, is they'll bring in something like that. And it's a little dangle in front of you. Are you going to stay? Are you going to stay? If you get up and walk out, okay, we know you ain't part of that, right? Yeah, I know what you mean, Nana. I'm the same as you. But are you going to stay? This is the first test. We bring in children, but are you going to stay? Okay? Oh, no, he's not going to stay. Okay, he's not going to play ball with us. But if you stay, listen to what this dude has to say. This dude has to say some shit, okay? Something that happened to him at a party.
You've just blown my mind, and so I'm going to have to ask you to, I just want to be clear on what I just heard.
Toxic, I'll check it.
In 2006 or 7,
Yeah.
you're in Colorado at a winter party with Jay-Z and the people with Rock Nation. And
it was the people who helped out with the photo shoot. It was a winter campaign that we shot. Mm-hmm.
And it's at some very nice mansion somewhere in Colorado.
Yeah, up in the mountains somewhere.
And Beyonce is sitting relatively close to you, and there's a child there. And, and this is after 11 o'clock at night. And she says, doesn't this look sexy?
Mm-hmm.
Beyonce, the singer.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Yes. Yes.
And the reason why I believe you, I'm not gonna put a name to this. The reason why I believe you is like they get you out there and they float little test bubbles out there to see if you bite. Mm-hmm. It's like going fishing. Does the bob? Did I get a nibble? Did the bobber go down? Because I've been in that situation. I'm not gonna name names, but it was a prominent sports media figure that I had a social gathering at my apartment in downtown LA, Apex building, probably 20 people inside my apartment. And someone tried to engage me in a conversation about, can't you understand why older men find 14 and 15-year-old women attractive. And I was like, no, I really can't. And then they followed back up, and I was like, and then I just walked away, and I made a mental note like, hey, this person is on some different shit, quite frankly. and just
Okay, so I'm going to stop it right there because that's the part I don't understand. That's the part I don't understand, okay? So, and I said this to Isaac Cappy. When Isaac Cappy and I were having our discussion about why he didn't turn his friends in, why he continued to hang out with them, and why he continued to get paid off the $250,000 a year to keep his mouth shut, okay? After they had told him that they do these things with children, right? Like, why'd he stay? Why'd he keep doing this? And, Toxic, I'll talk to you offline. That sounds very, something I need to talk about offline. But anyway, as I said, they throw a little bobby out there, like with a fish, and they decide if you're going to grab it, right? Are you going to grab onto that? Are you going to stay when those children show up? So if you stay when those children show up, then they're going to throw a little bit more at you. And they're going to start asking you different questions. Or they're going to pass you that drink. They're going to pass you that drink, and that drink is going to have something in it that's going to make you end up doing stuff that you didn't know you did. And the next morning, you're going to wake up, and they're going to show you a tape and say, now, what are you going to say? And that tape is of you doing something that you would never in your entire life do. Do you know how many people's lives are ruined because of that? They didn't want to do that, but their lives are ruined and they have to live with that. And they didn't say nothing because that made them part of it. At that time when they allowed themselves to become drunk, allowed themselves to drink, imagine, I was talking to my husband last night, and he's like, don't put it on me like that. And I was like, no, but imagine if you go to a party, imagine if you go to a party and they offer you a drink. And then the next morning you wake up and all of a sudden you're brought in there, to one of the bigger people, and they're pulling out, a video of you doing things that is sinister. Absolutely sinister. Would you be able to run and tell the law? Or would you just have to grit it, bear it, and get the hell out? Yeah, like the story the ex-pilot told. There are thousands and thousands of stories like that. Yes, I've already done that. But I can't talk, we cannot name the name of anything on here like that. Those names are snatched. You say anything, snatched. You say it's AI will pick it up and no. But I know exactly what you're talking about. And I know exactly the emails that, that was out there that seemed all out there and weird, right? But now they're saying that a new lawyer has came through with 3 more men, okay? It is time, and I really believe this, that it is time that God is like, I'm done with this. I also believe this too. I want to say this. Do you guys remember how the mob got taken down, right? Let me tell you something about Tony Busby, okay? Tony Busby was, first of all, he did that Travis Scott concert, anyone. He did the BP oil spill, anyone. And then he did that guy that had those allegations against him. I believe it was 25 different allegations, and he won 23 out of the 25. Tony Busby has already been named by Attorney General, okay, for attorney. Tony Busby is not going to come out hitting the biggest names in the industry if he ain't got something to back it up. And I hope you understand what I'm saying. Tony Busby is a Marine. Tony Busby is not going to walk in that courtroom empty-handed, right? Meaning, like he said, we've got tapes, we've got text messages, we have got pictures, we have contacted the venues, we have got witnesses. You think Tony Busby is going to run around with a gun on his hip and it not loaded? Especially when you're coming up against billionaires? Not million, billion. B with a B. Billionaires. Have you ever seen Jay-Z so shook? That's one thing I want to ask. Have you ever seen Jay-Z so shook that he wrote on his Rock Nation, he never denied it. He attacked who? The attorney. He attacked the attorney, the integrity of the attorney, and everything else, and called it a shakedown. Okay? Everybody, when they very first start, they start with mediation. That's the process of court. We're going to allow you to come and mediate. If you don't want to mediate, or if we can't get nothing out of the mediation, then we go to court. Now, a lot of people are saying, show evidence, show evidence. When did people show evidence without going to court? You don't want to show the other people your hand. You don't want people to know if you've got witnesses. That team ain't supposed to know nothing until the day of court. And especially social media. That would taint the jury pool, right? Oh, no, they're worried. No, you got to listen. They're real worried. Because Tony Busby is no one to play with. When he said, I want all the smoke, and the first person I'm going after is Puff Diddy, the biggest freaking entertainment, mogul. And then the second one, I'm going to go ahead and throw the name out there, Jay-Z. Come on. He's going up against billions of dollars. He's not scared. You want to know why he's not scared? It's because he has it all. He has all the evidence. I see you all coming in. I love you. I'm just trying to stay on topic. I'm very you guys know what I am. I'm just trying to stay on topic. That's it. Because I have ADHD, I go off topic. But I'm trying to really stay on topic to explain. I want everybody to go look at that resume of Busby. Busby has won $10 billion in cases. The Attorney General just got through, putting him as the attorney of Houston, Texas. So you're going to tell me that he's going to go frivolously after Jay-Z? That he's going to do a shakedown for Jay-Z? He ain't going to do no shakedown, baby. He going to take it all the way down, and there ain't going to be nothing left. Because what he's got is, I would call, the mother of all bombs. An MOAB, which means witnesses, tapes, text messages, phone calls. Honey, you can go back 20 years on these cell phones. 20 years. And I don't care if you had a burner phone. Did you know that they infiltrated? Maybe I shouldn't say that, but it's the truth. Anytime that the FBI's on your ass and they're watching you for a RICO act or anything else, They are inside your camp. They could be a limo driver. They could be security. They could be the waiter. And all it takes is them having that little recording on them somewhere, recording all of it. Trust and believe the FBI will set on you for 10 years before they ever even make a move. And you won't know they're there until they go boom. Just like they did. They didn't even tell people in the organization that they were going to Puff Daddy's house. They didn't even tell nobody in that organization. The only people that knew were the people suited up to go, and they didn't even say where they were going because they didn't want it to get leaked out. And they didn't want Diddy to be able to move whatever he was going to move, whatever was going to happen. You seen how hard and heavy they came in with them tank trucks and shit. They didn't come in to play. They did not come in to play. Okay? And there's a lot of things that none of the public is going to know. There's a lot of things, even in court. I'm telling you, you're not going to know. Because some things are so sinister that people would lose their damn minds. Yeah, they watched Duggar for a while too. I don't remember exactly how long, but they knew exactly when that man clicked on that computer. They even saw that it was his face. They saw that it was his fingers. Come on. You think these things right here up there and these things right here are not recording you when we're around here just doing our own little things? They are. We walk around with recording devices all the time, believe it or not. Believe it or not. We walk around with these recording devices all the time. Why do you think they talk about CCTV? What do you think CCTV is? That's your own damn television that can be shut off and they can record everything that's going on in your living room. You know how many murders they've solved doing that? But do you remember back in the day when when a video was brought out and it said they used these machines to spy on us. But what happens when the good guys get a hold of it and turn it on them and spy on them? You think those celebrities went without a cell phone? Okay. You think that they went without doing their... I mean, hell, it supposedly, allegedly, Diddy was doing these freak-offs even in the hotel before he got arrested. Come on. Yes. They watch until they know that when they're coming in, they know exactly what they're coming to get. Let me tell you something. When the FBI showed up at my house over frivolous bullshit, did I tell you that they watched my YouTube channel for 3 weeks? They had to sit here every time I went live and watch everything that came out my mouth. Did I know they were on here? No. Did I know they were watching me? No. Did I know they were pulling my background check and pulling all my family, pulling my bank accounts? No. But did they? Yes, they damn sure do. Because they got to know, who is it we're messing with? So listen, all this bad stuff has been going on since the beginning of time, but real bad the last 50 years. So it took 50 years to get here, and you should thank your lucky stars that it's only took 8 to get the hell out of here. If you think about it, in 2016, 17, when Trump said, I'm giving the country back to you, the people. Think about what he was talking about. What do you think he was talking about when he said, I'm giving your country back to you, the people? Why did he sign that human trafficking bill? What did he know that we didn't know? Or that we did know, some of us, but we were crazy and conspiracy theorists, right? What he meant was, and he said, we're going to go through trials and tribulations, and we're not going to win everything. But in the end, we are going to win. And it's not going to be just another election. This is not just another election. And if you look at all the people that hated him, isn't that weird that those are the people that are involved in all this weird stuff right now? Things that make you go, right? So we waited and waited and waited, thinking that this was going to happen in 2018. Well, it did with R. Kelly. It did with Weinstein. It did with Epstein. But then Epstein, unfortunately expired. But do you think they stopped there? Or do you think that's when they really infiltrated everybody? Put a 1 in the chat if you think that's when they really infiltrated everybody. When Epstein expired. Now remember, they thought they had it down packed. They thought they had it down ironclad when it came to parties. Oh, everybody's going to sign this NDA, and I'm going to own their children, their grandchildren, their great-grandchildren. I'm going to own everybody. But when you're underage or when you do a crime, that NDA is no longer any good. It's not no good. A minor cannot sign anything at all. And if you do a crime, honey, that's null and void because you've done a crime. You've done a crime. Okay? Now, I want to see what it was that said that 3 men came forward. I don't know if they're talking about the diddler or what, but I need to look here. See what the hell is going on. Okay, it is Sean Combs. Sean Combs sued by 3 more men claiming ex-assault. The 3 lawsuits were filed by a new lawyer who says the men finally felt safe in coming forward. Combs' lawyers said their allegations were full of lies. Sean Diddy Combs was sued Thursday by 3 new John Doe plaintiffs who alleged the Bad Boy Entertainment founder ex-assaulted them in New York in the past 5 years. 5 years! The men claimed they were rugged and okay. Okay, how do I use this word? Yeah, Diddy's not getting out. Okay, they were rugged and it was put in their back door, okay, by the disgraced music mogul on separate occasions. Hold on. Hold on. Separate occasions? Like these people went back, or what's going on here? Hold on. Let me see what's going on here. Damn. All right. I'm trying to get in. I gotta log in order to see the rest of it. Damn. Wow. Hold on. All right, so these are three different men coming forward with a different, with different allegations. Okay. But even when I subscribe into this, it's not showing me the article. All right, so anyway, we got three different men now saying that they were rugged and they were, you know, I'd say rugged and raped in their back door, just put it that way, you know. Different times, separate occasions. Okay, well, I'm trying to find it, but it's just showing me the one from Rolling Stone, so give me just 1 second here, because I'm trying to find the actual thing here. It's got, okay, it's got Newsweek, so let me see if Newsweek is, Alright, so, yeah, so Thursday, by three men in separate lawsuits filed in the New York State Supreme Court, reports NBC, the plaintiffs represented anonymously by attorney Thomas Jayufra, would that be Gayufra? I don't know. Alleged that Combs rugged their drinks and attacked them while they were unconscious. See, when you got so much money, why do you do this? Well, because you belong to somebody else. You don't belong to the Most High. The civil suits detailed incidents that allegedly occurred between 2019 and 2022, all involving claims of rape and assault. It's still developing, the story is, so they don't really have much news on it, I guess. But they were saying yesterday that about 300 people, almost 300 people, it starts in May. May is whenever I believe his actual court is starting. So it's saying that about 300 people have came forth, and they're still vetting a lot of them. 3,000 people have called Busby's law firm after he did his press conference. He hired 90 more attorneys. But I want to ask you all something. When Jay-Z put it on Rock Nation, which the reason he put it on Rock Nation and not Jay-Z is because he was trying to put it out to all the fans that it was bogus and bullshit, okay? But why didn't he write, "You're a damn liar"? Because let me tell you something. I'd be accused of shit like that, I would write, "You're a liar. None of that ever happened, and I will see you in court. How dare you defame my name?" Okay? You're a liar. How come we didn't see none of that? How come he attacked the attorney? How come he tried to do a smear campaign to the attorney and then trying to make us feel sorry for him that he came from Brooklyn? How come? How come when he got in beefs with other people, they came out and they told the truth about him? He liked little chickens. 13-year-old to be exact. How old was Foxy Brown when he signed Foxy Brown? What happened to Foxy Brown after he quit doing what he did? When he got with Beyonce, what happened? Her career went poof. Gone. Gone like the wind. Jay-Z does have stock in Rock Nation. It would be nice if they televised it, but according to what's going down, people wouldn't be able to handle it. they wouldn't be able to handle it. If you guys only knew what they know and what some of us know, people would be trying to go to the courthouse to unalive you. Okay? Just put it that way. There would be no, oh, we feel sorry for you, let's give you a chance. No. People would line up at the courtroom trying to unalive them. I'm not playing. I'm serious. Do you know how many people hate child diddlers? And when it comes, chomos and stuff, but when it comes to people live in that state, people start finding out the real damn truth and that it ain't about him trafficking a prostitute from a different state, that's not what it's about. People gonna be real mad, and people gonna show up at that damn place, and people gonna start doing things they normally wouldn't do. He's not worried about that. He thinks, see, his first mistake is he thought he was still protected even though he sued Bacardi. Even though he sued Bacardi, he thinks he's still protected. No, he's not protected. There is no protection when you sue liquor companies. Let me reiterate. Do not sue old money. Old money is the ones that brought you in this industry, brought you up, helped you out, and then you're going to sue them? And they know all your secrets? How dumb do both of you have to be? Well, dumb enough that now the whole world gets to know and you get to be shut down. And you guys all wondering where the hashtag save the children? Guess what? That's what's being done right now. Whether you believe me or not, that's what's being done right now. Those operations are shut the F down. And that's not no joke. That's not playing around with you. That's me telling you straight the F up. They're shut down. Yeah, he thought he was above the law. He thought he was a GOD. No, he is not a GOD. He is not even a G. And, that's why I say the FBI could be on you for 10 years. You don't even know it. You don't think them FBIs was in them FOs? Come on. Put a number 1 in the chat if you think that the FBI infiltrated P. Diddy and Mr. Jay-Z. But think about that. Like I said, they could be waiters. They could be security guards. They could be airplane pilots. They could be cooks. They could have been anybody. Could have been the mule. But let me tell you something. Busby is not going to carry around a gun without it being loaded. And I'm going to tell you that right now. So if you think, and if you want to believe Jay-Z on this stuff, I always say allegedly until proven guilty in a court of law. But I'm going to tell you something about Busby. His resume is impeccable. Impeccable. And he is not going to walk in that courtroom without all his guns loaded. I promise you. I promise you he would not go after the biggest of the biggest, which he went after BP for the spill in the ocean. He went after that NFL player. Won 23 out of 25. This ain't just your typical attorney. This attorney is now the attorney general has now said that they want Busby. So what I'm saying to you is, this is another thing. All these people out here who are saying, oh, he didn't do it all. Was you there? Was you a fly on the wall? Was you his friend? If you was up against something like this, would he give a shit about you? He don't even know nobody exists. Because he lived in his own world and he roared, do as thou wilt. And then he even done music videos with who? With a spirit cooker. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, and I just want everybody to just keep your rose-colored glasses off, please. And just remember, even if you're a fan of these people, some stories that are going to come out, some stories are not. Some are so heinous that the judge is going to have to look at it. The jury's going to have to look at it. And they're not going to be pretty much shown. And that has happened in a lot of different cases. Especially when it involves the stuff it involves, which I want to say it, satanic rituals, okay? If you knew what all of that entailed, then you would know why they were having the freak-offs several times a week to try to get more power, more power, more power, more power, okay? Yeah, the more off the wall the story sounds, the more it's true, and you're just like shaking your head or scratching your head going, but it is the most evil of the evil of the evil that you people would never think that these people do. And I'm just gonna leave it at that, okay? We're not gonna do makeup today because Betty don't feel like doing makeup today. And I just got through selling a bunch of stuff on Facebook, and that's why I wasn't here yesterday. I was doing all of that. But just know that I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm a person that searches for the facts. I'm a person that looks and sees the facts. And if you guys could see my old channels, you would see all the facts of my own investigations. Unfortunately, they're not here right now, and that's okay. There's a lot of other people out there that are talking about the investigations I did. And so pretty much now you can go on to the YouTube, you can go on to Rumble, and you can get some of the investigations that I done. Back whenever I was talking about this stuff, it wasn't cool. And just to have my channel deleted over freedom of speech wasn't cool at all, because I'm a United States American citizen, and that is my First Amendment right. And if I'm showing you actual investigation work and I'm showing you the proof, I'm sorry if it doesn't fit the narrative of what these other people do. But the truth is the truth. And it sure is funny, all us conspiracy theorist people that they call us have been the ones telling the truth all along. I just wanted to wake people up to it. That there's some crazy stuff out there. There is some crazy. There is some things that you wouldn't even think about. You wouldn't even think about it. Just think about the horror films. They're true. Go look at every one of the horror films and tell me what's not true. They're all true. But anyways, I'm going to leave you with this. The first domino and I didn't realize it, of the human trafficking was Diddy. And now all the dominoes are going to fall. And that's why he needed to get out of that prison, that jail, so bad. Because he had unfinished business. He had places where people were and they're going to starve and everything else. You'll learn what I'm talking about. But he wasn't getting out. And so there's other people in place probably taking care of that. But give justice. Just pray that the people that all this happened to, pray that they do get justice. And imagine how scared they are, because most people who even talk out amongst the high elite don't never make it out to talk about it. So that's right. That's right, Just Rumbles. So just be very vigilant on what you watch. And be very careful, because just like I told you with that Limeisha, I didn't believe her. I didn't want to say I didn't believe her. I just said none of it makes sense, and it's blinked twice, okay? None of it makes sense. It's blinked twice. Now, am I going to say that everything she said was an absolute lie? No, I'm not going to say everything she said was an absolute lie. I don't know if she was there or if she wasn't there, or if she had done research or people have told her. I don't know. But I do know that she lied about a lot of things. And I do know she was right up the alley about a lot of things. So you be in discernment about what you think about that girl. But she tainted everything that she could have had anyway by coming out and lying to begin with, because you don't come out and lie. So, and it could have been. It could have been, but some of the things she's talking about is some of the things other people are talking about that were there, that are secretive and talking about it. So go on in them Reddit forums, go on to 4chan, go on to those places, and you might get the truth. With pictures, okay? Like, it ain't just the truth, but they've got videos and pictures and stuff like that. That's why I don't go to 4chan anymore. I don't want to see it. I know what these people do. I don't want to see any of it. It's gross. But anyways, you all take care of yourselves. And I'll be back if I see something else that I want to bring to your attention and stuff like that. And I might be back later to put some makeup on. I was waiting for the makeup that Tara was sending me. I don't know when it's going to get here, but I was trying to wait for it because she's got a lot of new foundation and stuff for me. So I'm trying to try out the foundation, but it hasn't got here yet. So we will just keep on trucking and seeing what's going. And I love y'all. Y'all take care of yourselves. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. If you like my channel, subscribe. Leave a comment below. It keeps my algorithm going. It lets people know that you are interested in what I'm talking about. Until next time, I love ya. I'll see you real soon. I'm out.